I've got something serious to tell you. You know what it is? They're back. That's right. The woke rats of Bristol, who were mincing about, biting into all sorts of Christmas packages back in the end of December last year, just before Christmas. If you remember, there was a big problem down at a sorting office in Bristol, and the post office and the Royal Mail didn't know what to do with it. So they were putting all of the racks and racks and racks of presents and packages outside in the open air, and rats were attacking them. Giant rats. Big rats. Well, now the rats have got even bigger. I called them woke rats at the time, and I actually was ridiculed, funnily enough, once again, as I often am on social media. People posted my little rat impersonation on TikTok, where I basically was impersonating Jack Nicholson from The Departed, but of course nobody really knew that, because at one point he makes the face, and he actually shows his teeth, and he actually says, "They're all rats," just like that. But this time you won't see me doing it because you're watching giant rats at work. But up in Glasgow, they've literally got rats the size of small dogs. They've got rats the size of chihuahuas, according to the local residents of the West End of Glasgow, which is a particularly nice part of Glasgow, generally speaking. But this particular street, which is called Earl Street, has got bins that are overflowing. The bin men have now refused to empty them because they're worried about being bitten by the giant rats. I mean, that is a pretty big-looking rat, but that's got nothing on the actual rats that you see in Earl Street in Glasgow. We're going to do it again, there we are, because that's what they look like. If you see one of these things coming at you, what do? If I were you, I'd get out of the way. I would try and hit it with something, maybe a tennis racket if you've got one, that's good. But what I would say to you is, do not go near them, because if you do get bitten by a rat, you could get all sorts of horrible diseases. Nobody knows what to do. The residents are terrified. The bin men are terrified. Chris Mitchell, who's the GMB convener for Glasgow's cleansing workers, says our members' health and well-being are being put at risk because the areas are now overrun by huge rats. This is a union representative saying this, so it must be true. Vermin have been known to bite and leave droppings all over the place. It's only a matter of time before someone ends up ill as a result. So I don't know what they're going to do in Glasgow to clean up the giant rats, but just be very careful if you're going up to Scotland, because they'll travel. They do travel, and they will survive almost anything, the giant rats. So look out for them, and don't say I didn't warn you, because I did.